Better,
money.
better,
I,
better,
I wish.
bro, bro. I mean, it's kind of like I personally think this is the year of Matt Kakaley, where we're finally starting to see. You've been creeping, you've been in these races, but it's kind of like you've had longer shots or not in position to where you're putting these things to win now.
Yeah,
You got the bullets now.
it's time to win these
It's
things.
time to win these things.
Yeah,
So how has that been? I know you worked for Ron for a while, right?
yeah.
Then you kind of were out where were you at Northfield and stuff like
Northfield.
that,
Yeah,
and you're kind of just trickling your way into these bigger races.
right.
And Burke's got he's got Yannick, he's got Dave Pallone, he's got Chris Page, he's got how many other top
He's got
drivers?
lots of guys.
All of
George
them,
Brennan.
right?
Yeah.
George Brennan. So now you're the youngest out of all of them. So you just
Yeah,
naturally
me and Chris are like the same age.
right. But and you guys are split. He's out in
Yeah,
Ohio,
right.
so you guys have to almost just kind of wait your turn. No matter how good you do, you can win every title out here.
Hmm.
You just have to kind of wait your turn. I guess is the
Yeah,
right way to say.
yeah.
When you're driving the regular horses for Ron and some of the other stables, we all know you're hungry, you're competitive. Did you ever feel like you were overdriving or underdriving some of these regular horses, stakes races, because you're like, I just want to prove that I'm just as good?
I think it just comes with experience in that case. Sometimes you overdrive, think you're doing the right thing, and sometimes you underdrive, thinking you're doing the right thing. But I think with experience, that comes.
So you maybe in the beginning you were kind of up and down, and now
Maybe
you've
here
not
or there would be one way or the other, and but I think I
you
got a
feel
pretty good feel for it now.
you feel like you've leveled off, and now you just handle. Do you handle each horse, handle each race? Do you care what race you're in? It's just you're there to
No,
do
I
your
mean
job.
I care about each race I'm in. Obviously, the big ones mean a lot more
Mm-hmm.
than overnights like tonight, but you just take each horse as they come. Each horse is different, so you got to drive them the way they need to be driven.
Was there a big race? And maybe it's all bets off. I don't know any before that where you were into it and you weren't nervous, but you had to bet, like finally where it clicked. Because I'm sure you had a race where you were like, okay, I got the favorite, and it was maybe a big purse race or whatever, and
Hmm.
you messed up, finished second, whatever it is. Maybe it was just a small error, but you knew it. Was there a race finally when you were like, okay, I'm here, this is it?
I think All Bets Off was a good year for me. I think it taught me a lot. I don't know if I can really, there was one race as a 3-year-old when I drove him here in the Hemp. I think that you know, I didn't give him a good drive,
Okay.
but he had the 8 hole. McWickey was inside, and I mean, I remember the race very clearly, but I think that was the one race that I kind of like. I kind of screwed that one up a
Okay.
little bit. But I mean, we're gonna do that anyway, even
Sure.
now. You know what I mean? I feel that year for me when he was a 3-year-old, it put me in, put me in big races with a good horse and
Mm-hmm.
put me in live spots. I think that was a big horse for me to get. That
That
was
that was
learn
pretty.
from and
That was like your first. I'm sure you had horses spots here and there, but that was your horse. He's
yeah,
been your horse right
yeah,
along, right?
yeah, yeah.
I mean, you've pretty much driven him. How is he easy to drive? How did you start driving him? Was it as a 2-year-old qualifiers?
Ronnie bought him off of Mike Sinclair as a 2-year-old,
Okay.
like late in the year. I think he first start for Ronnie he was in a Hoosier. Then he came out here and he raced. I think he raced in the Matron, and I won with him in the Matron. And then he shut him down for the year, and then he came back as a 3-year-old, and he was, he just kept me on him.
When you the first drive in the matron, was that just was were you the only one going? What was the deal, or he just
I'm
said
not.
no?
I
I
think
want you
Ronnie
to
had
drive.
a. I think Ronnie had a bunch in there. Yannick was already driving one of
Okay.
those deals, and I think the horse went at 49 as a 2-year-old at Dover at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the year. I mean, it was a really good mile, or maybe it was 50 flat, whatever it was. It was a really good mile. Um, it was just one of those things. Yannick had a couple other ones already, and
Mm-hmm.
I picked him up, and Ronnie kept me on him.
So was that something like, hey, this is my chance now, or he was a solid horse. Did you think he'd kind of accelerate into what he is? I mean, he's one of he's how much money has he made?
Over three
Over three
million.
million, right?
Yeah, he was.
How much of that did you make? He knows. He knows to the dollar.
I
How
don't know
much
to the dollar,
he
but I
knows
made a
to
lot of it. I made a
the.
lot of it. He was good to me, that's for sure.
uh, he was better aged, right? How old is he now? 7, 8,
Something like that.
7,
I
8.
think he's not quite as sharp right now as he was last year and stuff like that. But he's still a good horse. He means a lot to me.
I mean, he's in the open pace. He's fine. He's still making a ton of money, right?
Absolutely,
You don't mind
absolutely.
driving him, right?
No, the 3-year-old year was a good year. He won the Milstein, the Messenger, the Rooney. Um,
All with you?
yeah,
All with you? All half mile tracks, right?
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Then he won those 4-year-old races in Canada.
Hmm.
He won some aged races too as an older horse. So he's been good for me for quite a few years.
So did you? He's did a lot of his races, at 3, but you still kind of feel like, well, it's a pacer. He's pretty easy to drive. Uh, did you have any confidence issues like, well, I want to be able to do this on some of the younger ones, maybe a trotter here and there, things like that, or it doesn't even phase you?
I definitely want to get a good trotter. I'll make sure I you know do some good with some trotters, so maybe I can get some good ones
Hmm.
too. Um, but I'm just happy for what I got. I'm very very thankful for all the opportunities. I think I got a big shot with a trotter on Saturday, Guardian Angel.
Right.
So hopefully I have a big night and get rolling.
Have you won any Breeders' Crowns?
I've been
Okay.
second a few times.
Okay.
I've had a couple close ones, but
Second with all bets off, right?
no.
Or is he third?
Was he? He was third, I think.
Third.
Um,
Biggest race you've won. Most important race you've won.
Most
Was
important race I won.
to you. Forget about Ronnie. Forget about.
Um,
Was it the Adios?
no, I think it was last year, Snowstorm Hanover,
Okay. What was that?
the Futurity in Kentucky.
Okay. Oh, in the mud, right? Oh, yeah,
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 I
yeah.
mean,
That was.
if you would have bet on him to start the day, he probably would have been like 100 or 200 to 1 to win the race.
Hmm.
And it was his day. So that was a big day for me too.
Did they do eliminations or was it straight to a
Yeah,
final?
2 heats. Yeah, he was second as elimination, then he won the final.
Coming down the stretch, because wasn't it close?
It
What?
was. Andy Miller
It was
actually got
muddy. It
halfway
was
by me.
just okay.
Yeah, in the lane, and he battled back and won.
So you couldn't even really. It's nice when you kind of have a length or two and you know you're gonna win halfway down the stretch. But this
Right,
one you had
right.
to fight for a little
Yeah,
bit, right?
yeah. He did though. He dug in and raced really good.
The excitement is back. Breeders' Crown. America's $6 million championships return to the Downs at Mohegan Sun, Pocono, where racing's greatest champions are crowned on one unforgettable night. And a brand new chapter in racing history is written. Breeders' Crown, Saturday, October 27th. The journey, the pursuit of greatness, all comes down to this.